what do we do about that dehydration that we get, that premature, for some of us it could be premature sagging or just any kind of sagging that you see in the skin, because we tend to see it more at this time of year. What is causing that sagging, whether we're 30 or we're 60 or 70 or 80? And what can we do? What is my Korean beauty secrets? What do they have to offer for that? So let's talk about that. At this time of year, the end of summer, our skin just starts to look like the summer's starting to take its toll on our skin. Our skin starts to look dry, dehydrated, and more speckly, and so all our imperfections just seem like they stand out more. So what can we do to combat that? I just got back from a really wonderful trip to Iceland and a trip up to Oregon, and flying on the airplane, being out in the wind in Iceland every day. I came back and my skin was looking pretty rugged. It wasn't having this nice plump glow that you're even seeing on it now. It's been really dehydrated. And so it really inspired me. I thought, well, everybody's probably feeling this at this point. Let's talk about it. And let me show you the things that I'm doing to bring that plumpness and keep that healthy glow in my skin. So I'm going to be doing my skincare with you. It's mostly my morning skincare routine that I do most days. And so I'm going to walk you through why I do these steps, what they do, and how they help keep my 61-year-old skin looking radiant and glowing all the time. So first of all, I grab my tassie, which I dropped on the ground here. Let's get my hair out of the way. All right, there we go. So first of all, when I wake up in the morning, no matter how much moisturizer I'm putting at night, even if I'm putting on a thick layer of Adipo or I'm doing slugging at night, I'm waking up the next morning with pretty dry, dehydrated skin. It's just looking kind of parched and it's losing its volume. So there's some steps. Let me get this out of the way. The first thing that I grab in the morning for my cleansing routine is from Hop. Now these are Korean beauty products. So the Korean beauty industry is just amazing. And when you go to professional strength Korean products, they will blow your mind. Some of the ingredients they're using, the technologies they're using, they're very natural, holistic, but yet very, very effective. And so what I'm going to be using today is completely Hop. It's made by a company called Tove, and it's called House of PLLA. And the first thing I'm going to use is their Pro Volumizing Mousse. This is a daily cleansing mousse, and the important thing about cleansing morning and night, a lot of people think, well, I washed my face last night. It's not dirty. Why do I need to wash it in the morning? We wash again in the morning because that's an opportunity to rehydrate the skin. If you think of your skin cells like little dry, dehydrated raisins, when you add water to them, they plump up, and that's what we're all about. We wake up in the morning, we want to rehydrate that skin. So my favorite is the Hop Pro Volumizing Mousse Daily Foaming Cleanser. I like this too because if you're not showering, anytime you happen to not be showering and you want to cleanse at the sink, foaming cleansers are the solution. I don't like to use a gel cleanser or a scrubby cleanser. I don't like to use those at the sink because they take so much water to rinse off that you end up making a big mess all over your sink. But with a foaming cleanser, they're very easy to apply and remove without having to splash water all over the place. So I'm just going to do a nice massage. You want to spend a couple of minutes in the morning actually waking up and doing some massage, getting the lymphatics moving. So when these lymphatics are backed up, it contributes to that nasolabial fold, and it contributes to this kind of double chin that you can get going here, this extra swelling. So when we're cleansing, we want to be aware of that we're actually starting to move the lymph, getting it moving. I'm doing a lot of movements where I'm actually dragging my fingers across the skin in an outward motion, and then draining it down. This is really going to help move that lymph along so I don't have that swelling, puffiness around the face. Now, I'm going to use an eco cloth. We have these eco cloths at Art of Skincare, which I love. These are biodegradable, and you can use them wet or dry. I like to use mine wet for removing my cleanser. There we go. Now, we know too that well-cleansed skin drinks more nutrients. So we're going to be doing a number of little steps along the way here, and we want all those products to really be able to penetrate the skin. So using our cleanser first, we've been able to break that surface tension on the skin. So now all the serums and the moisturizers I'm going to put on are really going to be able to penetrate in and do their best work. Step 2 in the HOP system is to use their Skin Prep, Paleo Skin Prep. This is like a toner. It's a bubble toner, so you can massage it in with your fingers, or you can use our toner pads. We have these gauze toner pads that I love. They have a little bit of texture to them, so they help with a little extra exfoliation, removing a few dead skin cells, but they don't overabsorb your toner, so they're not going to waste your product. I love these, and our new ones are a little bit bigger than they used to be, so they fold over nicely, and it's a little easier to massage into the skin with them. All the way down onto the chest. Ears. Okay, so we've got our Bubble Prep Toner. This is really going to help my other products to penetrate. My next step in the system is to grab the HOP Cavapla. You may have heard of Cavapla. This is that special serum that has an oxygenating factor, so sometimes it'll oxygenate a bit on the skin. It has that PLLA, which is a topical filler. It has volufiline. So when we think about loss of volume in the skin or loss of firmness in the skin, there's a couple factors to think about. The first one I think about is water, needing to rehydrate the skin. The next things we think about are collagen layer, fat pad layer, and then muscle as well. So wanting to keep a healthy fat pad around the skin, healthy collagen production through the summer, that's tough because every time we go out into the sun, our skin creates collagenase, which is an enzyme that digests away the collagen in our skin. So we've got to have a really great support system through the summer that's helping to rebuild damaged collagen. So our Cavapla with its ingredients really help do that. It's got the volufiline because as we age, we start to lose fat pad. So it helps to keep a healthy fat pad. Now, the other thing that we're going to be doing in this system is we're also going to work on the health of the muscle tissue in your skin. So one thing that I like to mention is that I know it's really popular to get some Botox around the forehead in different areas. And I'm fine with that. I don't have a problem with that, but we want to minimize how much we use. We don't want to overuse Botox because if you think about your forehead is not much fat pad up there at all. All we kind of have here is our collagen layer, and then we have a layer of muscle under there. So if we're constantly getting Botox, the long-term effect of that is a real degeneration of the muscle tissue. So you're going to start getting that stringy, really weak muscle tissue, which can be good if you don't want to be doing the frowning and stuff like that. But it also contributes to sagging of the skin if you don't have that padding layer under there. So we're going to talk about how to prolong that Botox if you're getting that so that you don't need to get it as often, or maybe even substituting your Botox with one of our HOP products. So next up though in our steps is putting on our serum. This to me is probably the most important part of the whole system. However, you've got to cleanse your skin well beforehand. Many people reach out to me because they're saying, oh, but my cavapla is not really ever foaming up. It's often because they're not cleansing their skin properly before applying it. If your skin is not really nice and clean, it's not going to work as well. So first things first, let's talk about the small bottle in particular is very tricky with this, but there's a small bottle and a bigger bottle. Every time you use this product, you have to shake it. Shake it and hit it on the palm of your hand. This is what's going to help with the oxygenating, and it's going to help with that airless pump to generate the product that you need. Then it comes out really nice and easy. 2 or 3 pumps to cover the face and the neck. Goes right on top of the lips, all around the face. I usually avoid this area right in here. For me, if you tend to get puffy eyes, you don't want to have it up in that area. Otherwise, it's everywhere on the face and the neck, and you can see it's just lightly foams up. It's not a whole face doesn't just foam up like crazy in general. Occasionally it does, but most of the time it's just little foamy spots like this that you see. Now, the next step in the system is to grab your Time Master Pro, and I use it on the first setting, and I use this to drive that cavapla deeper into the skin. I only do it until my cavapla has disappeared into the skin. If I want to do a longer treatment with my TMP, I'm going to use their Promoter Collagen Gel or any other kind of a hydrating gel so that I keep the slip longer. But on a day-to-day basis, I'm just using this for under 3 minutes on the lowest setting just to drive that cavapla deeper into the skin. So this device has ultrasound, which drives into the skin. It's got some LED in it. And it also has, if you go up onto the next units, you're going to feel it's more stimulating, and you can actually feel little muscle contractions. That's the EMS in it. You never want to do EMS more than to where you just barely feel it. For instance, I'm on the second setting, and that's just right. I would never go higher than that. If you go up to the third or the fourth setting and you're really feeling this kind of sucking motion that's kind of really making the muscles twitch, that is too strong. And when you do that, you're actually expending ATP, expending the energy in the skin instead of building it. So we keep it just on the first 1 or 2, and then we're just using it for a few minutes each day. I'm one of those people that if I'm not using my device every day, I forget about it and I don't use it at all. So you're just using it for a shorter amount of time and using it every day, I find I get really nice cumulative effects with that. So that's my TMP. Next step is what I was talking about, how to minimize the use of Botox. Use it less or not use it at all. And the way I do that is with Hevatox. Hevatox is this Korean serum that has 24 karat gold in it. It is amazing for softening those expression lines in the face. Has ingredients that are just going to help reduce that surface tension on the skin and really soften up the lines on the face. So I'm going to focus with this in this area for me. Some people have more lines going across here. You can focus in that area, just really working it into the skin. This area, those crow's feet. If you get kitty whiskers here, get those kitty whiskers. And then me, it's lips, right? At 61, we're all about, lips. So dousing my lips with this. There's little gold flecks in it. And the nice thing about the little gold flecks is that it helps you to know if you need to massage it in better. I love it on the neck as well. And of course the chest. The chest, we get all these little lines. I'll show you those little lines we get on there. It's fabulous to use on the chest as well. But like I was saying, you want to keep massaging it in. That's how you know that you've worked it really well into the skin, is when you have dissolved those gold flakes down into the skin. Sometimes we like to use the skin wand with this, which is a silicone nano device, which actually is almost like microneedling and pushes this serum down into the skin. So that's another great option to do every other day or so, a few times a week with your nano pen. You can get in there and drive this 24 karat gold serum down into the skin. Okay, next step here is a moisturizer. Now, I love the Promoter Repair Cell Moisturizer. You can tell I use it up. This one is the acne safe one. There's a more moisturizing version and for anti-aging, and then there's more of an acne version one, which is really more for that combination or more oily skin tone. I find that in the summertime, I don't need that heavier moisturizer, so I save the anti-aging one for wintertime. In the summertime, I like to use this acne safe one. And I love this. Got that snail mucin in there. Love how it makes those little strings. I'm going to grab some eye cream, and I love the Promoter Repair eye cream. Has a really nice dispenser. This is a kind of metal that stays cool. So it's wonderful for reducing any puffiness. It also helps to drive your eye cream into the skin. So let's get this up. Should be able to see. There we go. So I'll just pat some on, grab some from over here, and there we go. And just do a nice massage, working that into the areas where I have the lines, all around the orbital bone. I really don't need to get closer to my eye on the top or even the bottom than the orbital bone, because it'll seep from that area down into the other areas, and we don't want to have it too close to our lash line. We don't want it to get in our eyes. We don't want to mess up our eye makeup or our mascara. So this works really beautifully. I get lots of lines now up above this brow, so I'll take it right up into that area. I often take this onto my 11s. And I use it on my lip lines too. Let's get a little more on there. There it goes. Used to be I just had some lip lines on one side. Now at 61, they're following through all the way. So I have evenness. They're on both sides, and it's starting on this lower area too. So, but the combination of using like Cavapla, the 24 karat gold, and then my eye cream on this area really makes a difference. It's all about hydration. If our lips are dehydrated, the skin around the lips, those little lines are really going to stand out more and bother us. When they're more moist, you'll see them when we pucker, but when the skin is moist, they just soften up and release when we're in a more neutral facial expression. So we've got that on there. Next step, one of the amazing things in Korean beauty is their sunscreen. They have some ingredients that are more cutting edge that we're not seeing yet in the US. So I love this all mineral. It's an all mineral multi-protection face and body sunscreen. And I do use this every day, face and on my arms as well. And even if I'm using my Color Science Flex, I'm putting this on first. I love the way this moisturizes the skin, and this is really a serum sunscreen. So it's kind of all in one. And if you're one of those people that doesn't like as many steps as I do, you could almost just use this as your, put on your Cavapla, then put this on. This could serve as your moisturizer and sunscreen all in one. So here we go. Got my sunscreen. This is so moisturizing. Perfect sunscreen for a drier skin type, rougher skin. It just blends and camouflages, kind of smooths out that rough texture on the skin, and it's not drying. Many sunscreens, especially those mineral sunscreens, can be very drying, and this one is not. Very moisturizing. Now finally, in the HOP system, they actually provide us a makeup. And it doesn't work for everybody, but if you're in that lighter to light medium skin tone range, you can use it. And it's called the HOP Sun Cushion. It's a nice little compact, opens up, it has a little cushion in here. You flip that open and there's your product. You load your product on and then you apply it. And you will notice that it's going to make your skin look a little bit lighter than normal. Like even for me, it's going to make me a little bit lighter, but what it does is it does melt into the skin as it warms up. Those little microspheres just melt down into the skin and do a little color adjustment. So this is just for your light, medium skin tones, and completely covers up your pores, hides the dark spots, and it is an SPF, let's look on here, SPF 50. So I've got layered on here 2 layers of SPF 50. Really keeps that skin nicely protected. And I love that. Gives me a really nice finish for the day. That's natural, but glowing. Let's just add a little bit. Okay, here's some Color Science Lip Shine. This one is Berry. Let's put a little bit of that on. Got to get a little color going here. And then, not seeing my Color Science blush. Let me grab a Color Science blush for you guys. Luckily, I didn't have to run too far. So I've got a few colors. I usually really like this Pink Sky. I've been using it a lot. Celine really loves the Violet Haze. I'm going to go with Pink Sky. It's just my favorite. It's a real kind of bubblegum pink that adds a really nice, fresh glow on my skin. I often add to the lip gloss, the shine, a little bit there. And then the other thing that I love is their bronzer, either the bronzing powder or the bronzing stick, and I like to use that. I'm not a bronzer type person, so I don't put it everywhere on my face, but I like it on my eyelids. Just to give a little definition there, a little warmth. Now I find, this is the funny thing, that when I first get one of these and it's brand new, it's a little bit oily. So I like to put it on top of the Color Science powder. Like the Glow powder, or any of their translucent sunscreen powders, just so this doesn't travel into my creases. However, Celine recently told me, and another client said, I'm using this every day and it's not creasing. So I pulled mine out again, and what I find is that after it's been opened, it does dry up a little bit. It's not as greasy or oily feeling after it's been open for a few weeks, and then for me it works really great on my eyelids and I don't have that kind of creasing going on. So I think they have to put some extra oil in it at first so that it has that shelf life and doesn't dry out too fast, but then it's just a little bit better after that initial dryness happens. So now I feel just ready to go. This is such a great summer look, just fresh, glowing. Okay, you guys, this has been a lot of fun. It's always fun to plump up the skin. My husband calls it photoshopping our faces for the day. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got some fun tips out of it that you can try doing at home. So see you guys later. Take care.